today I'm making a very easy vegetable broth or stock, depending if you add salt, and I'm using what I have found works best to have that clean, versatile taste, because I'm going to use it for something I'm making for dinner this evening. So I've got my stock pot here, and I'll go through the ingredients I've pulled out. I have garlic. I'm going to use, it looks like 5 cloves. They're large ones. When you boil garlic, it takes on a totally different flavor. It isn't that pungent taste we know in some of our lovely pasta dishes, etc. But it takes on, it mellows out completely and adds that umami taste that everyone's looking for. Think Julia Child's garlic soup. It is a whole lovely way to experience garlic in a different way. I'm also using peppercorns. I don't know how many I have there. I just grabbed a pinch of those. I'm using whole peppercorns because, again, they will add that more rounded, mellow flavor rather than grinding pepper into this stock. I'm going to use 2 large bay leaves. I ran out in the snow and found some thyme that was sticking out. I always stick to thyme because I use thyme in so many meals. It is such a, again, it's a very versatile herb that isn't too strong in any way. It's so lovely. Other herbs I would not put in here. They're too strong, and it could, obviously rosemary is strong, but even if you were to throw in basil or I will be putting some parsley flakes in here. But anything else, sage, they will, as you're simmering this, they turn bitter and very strong flavor. And that's not what I want. I want a nice, even, beautiful vegetable stock flavor. I've got carrots that I always save no matter how tiny they are, because I know I'm going to use them for different purposes like this. So I'm going to use up some of those tiny carrots I have. I will just chop those into good little chunks. I'm then going to use from my freezer. Now, you don't have to take these vegetables from your freezer at all. It's just how I store and get extra use out of some of my vegetable scraps during my harvest. Examples are my leeks. I cut the tops off. I use them for many uses, but today I'm going to use it for the stock, because the base of my stock is carrots, celery, and onions. So you could, if you have white onions, don't use red, but if you have white onions, beautiful. I'm just using these up and freeing up space in my freezer. So I've got lots of little leek scraps. I've got lots of celery scraps. This is the top hard, parts where the leaves start of celery. I've got lots of celery leaves. There's some more leeks. I'll use a few of those, not too many. And I've also just got some of my chopped celery that I use for all kinds of cooking. And then I'm going to toss in a few tomatoes. I like to add the tomatoes again. It adds a richer flavor and adds a color. So these ingredients are what I have found. We can save so many vegetable scraps in the fridge, and I do that. And I have many different uses for all the vegetable scraps. I let nothing go to waste. But when doing a nice, clean vegetable stock, this is what I stick to. So I'm going to start with the onions. If you're using white onions, just, give them a good little chop. I'll dump my leeks in. See the leek tops I save? Don't throw them away. So many uses for those. Here's some leeks and celery. Notice, by the way, I'm not using any oil in the bottom, any olive oil or any form, because I don't want oil in this. Now, if I was making a soup, certainly you know, you're going to saute your onions and build some flavors, but that's not what I'm going for. This is a stock or a broth. I don't want oil in it. This will be added to foods later. So there's some of my celery. These are just the little tops. Why waste those? And my pre-chopped frozen celery. I'm really just eyeballing this. I'm trying to use equal amounts. Just a nice bit of celery leaves. Oh, they're looking worse for wear. They're thawing here. I'm going to get them back in the fridge. That's enough. You don't want too many of those either. Beautiful for flavoring, but they're very strong. Now, I'm just going to use up some of the smaller cherry tomatoes I've got here. I don't want too many of those. That's enough. In go my funny little carrots. I may put more carrots. I was being stingy. Yeah, I think I will. There's my 5 garlic cloves. All this is from my garden. The peppercorns are not from my garden, or the bay leaves, but the thyme is also. Now you can make this as large as you want. I have a specific meal in mind for this, which is going to be parsnip pasta sort of strips that I'm going to be making to go with dinner. Let me get this away. So right now I'm just using up a little bit, so it will really make my meal that much tastier and richer. And then I'm simply going to fill this up to just cover the vegetables with water. Now I'm just going to bring this to a boil, and then I will reduce the heat to a simmer, cover it, and let it simmer for a good hour and a half, possibly 2 hours. Fresh parsley would be beautiful. I don't have it currently, and I found a tomato in my fridge. So that's my beautiful stock. The kitchen smells wonderful. There is nothing left of these vegetables. They will go in the compost. But what I'm going to do now is just strain this out. Because I know what I'm putting this in for dinner later, I'm not too concerned about straining, but if you want to use a cheesecloth and make it a beautiful clear stock, by all means. There's my stock after the straining, but the key to a really rich stock is to further simmer this down to concentrate the flavors, and that's what I'm going to do for a little bit. So that has reduced considerably. It tastes wonderful. So all good ingredients, nothing bad in there. Maybe you have small children you're cooking for and you want to make sure there's no odd ingredients or chemicals. You can add salt while cooking this or after in your further dishes, which is what I've done. Well, I thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.